So I was hunting this poor creature in Fortuna when I saw it. Enlarged genitals. A problem many of us have faced throughout our lives. There's only one thing you can do to solve this, guys. In the name of mercy.
Now we're talking. Almost got a pay.
Wrong video. My bad, guys. My bad. I did not do that on purpose. No matter what happens, I did not do that on purpose. Alright, so Fortuna has a little bit of confusion about it. You know, it's just not quite polished off all the way. There's some stuff missing. But either way, we're going to cover hunting, fishing, mining, and how to get debt bonds and rank up in Fortuna. Those are like the main categories here. Just how to do this efficiently, because it took me a minute to figure out how to do all of those things. Especially the hunting is a little bit weird. And hotspots. Hotspots look a little bit weird here on Fortuna as well. So maybe you already know how to do this, because we all know those losers on PC, they get everything like 3 weeks early. You want to know why? Because they're basically privileged, okay? PC privilege. That's what people need to start saying. PC privilege. So first of all, let's start with hunting, okay? Hunting isn't very difficult once you know how to do it, and this is where I found the poor beast with the swollen genitals, man. Like, how weird. Who thought of that? That was Steve. Everyone knows Steve was like, hey, why don't you make his dong swollen? And everyone's like, yeah, that's a great idea. That's very realistic, because we all know animals usually step on their own dongs. So what you do is you pull out your trank dart gun there, and you can see in that little mini map at the top, you'll see little icons that show you where you can find the poop that I just found. And once you go up to the poop, you just hit X on it, and that will activate a little trail that you can start following around. It's not that difficult to track the trail down. Now, once you get to the very end of this, I'm just kind of doing this fast because I know y'all don't want to see the whole thing. You're going to find something, and I don't know what that is, okay? Like, it looks like Mega Man's body. Like, maybe they killed Mega Man. I don't know what that is. But either way, you find that, and then you gotta get out your little weenie whistle, okay? And with your weenie whistle, there's different calls for different animals. So if you hold down X if you're on console, if you're on PC, I don't know what you hold, you know, the space bar or whatever, you can switch the different calls, and you just put out an initial call, and then the animal will call back to you, and then when it calls back to you, you have to match its call. It'll have a line on there, so you can match the call back to the animal. And all this is kind of explained to you by, you know, the Solaris Kanzu guy. Anyway, at this point in time, you just kind of crouch down, and then the animal will approach, and you'll see him on your map. You know, you want to be kind of, you don't want him to know you're there, basically, because he will run away. So this is the one, and let's see. Yeah, see, I did not shoot him in the balls, okay? But for some reason, enlarged. Maybe that's why he's walking so slow. They're just dragging his junk all over the ground. All over Fortuna, too. And that's an icy place. You would think that would reduce swelling, you know, just because of science. Look at that. Enlarged genitals. Why? I don't know why I'm so fascinated by the fact they put this in the game. It just is so weird to me. It's just beyond weird. So, next up, guys, when you're harvesting these particular stones or gems or whatever, there's creepy-ass spiders in the caves, okay? I don't know if you're like me, and your greatest fear has always been gigantic spiders coming to eat you, which it's not really my greatest fear anymore, you know, because I'm like 30. But either way, back in the day, that's a pretty scary thought. Well, those are in the caves. The way you harvest these is a little bit different, and as you can see here, you know, there's a little bracket, and you got to make a stop inside the bracket, a little blinking dot that you start on, then the bracket moves, and it has just different things. But the point is, this is a much more viable alternative for getting standing than it was in Plains of Eidolon. That's the only reason I'm showing this at all, okay? Because in Plains, you didn't get jack for those. Some of these stones are worth 1,000 each, so you get like 8 of them. That's 8,000 standing. That's pretty good. So I turned in 22,000 standing of stones just going out for like, I don't know, 30 minutes or something. You know, the time it took me to run 2 missions, I had a full day's worth of standing just from stones. So if you need debt bonds to rank up, this dude, okay, you see where he is? You know the guy who's like has the weird head? Well, that's all of them. He's the guy who looks like he has on like a baseball catcher's vest. That guy. He's right above him. And look what you can do. You can pay your resources and some credits, and you can get these debt bonds, which is pretty sexy. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, because you need those to rank up, and you don't want to run missions over and over like I was doing, like a total a-hole, when you can just buy them right here. And you can sell them back to him for standing. So you pay credits and some resources for this stuff, then you sell them back to him for standing if you want to. I would recommend keeping it early on, you know, because you're going to need some of these debt bonds. I think you need training debt bonds in the beginning, and then you move on to familial debt bonds. And oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot. It's Christmas, and I did not put on my hat this whole entire video.
Something you want to talk about?
All right, there you go. So you can see the debt bonds right there. I was supposed to have this on the whole time, you know, and the celebration of Christmas, and I don't know what's wrong with me. Anyway, so you go to this guy. He gives you the debt bonds, and tell me what that poster looks like to y'all, dude. The one on the right. There's some perversion happening, you know, inside of Warframe these days. I'm just saying, everyone knows what that looks like. We all know, Steve. Come on, bro, get your head out of the gutter. This is the guy I'm talking about. See how he has on the catcher vest? The debt bond guy is right above him. There's actually a weird looking elevator that can take you up to him, or you can just jump because you have super legs. You do squats, all right? This is what I'm talking about. Check this out. Okay, so I can turn these in, and look, that's a ridiculous 14,000 standing right there just for a few rocks, man. So harvesting these are a very viable alternative, as opposed to in plains, dude. No one's running around looking for rocks because it's stupid. Also, something to note, when you have your little rock laser pistol out, you can it'll show you where the rocks are in close proximity on your map. Another cool thing about Fortuna is, y'all, you can open your map by holding down select, or what used to be the select button on, like, you know, Sega. And when you do this, you can put waypoints down, man, which is amazing. That's amazing. Maybe they added that to plains, and I just had not played plains in so long. Dude, this thing is going all up in my mouth and in my nose. It feels real weird. You know, life as Santa Claus has to suck. So, see this little glowing areola right here? This is the hotspot, man. Okay, so these hotspots, you can see, they look like the Areolus Borealis, right? You know, that place like over in, where is it, Antarctic or Siberia, possibly Alaska? Whatever. That's what the water looks like. This is the hotspot on Fortuna. So you can also fish, and you need to dismantle a whole lot of fish to build a lot of the guns, to build the MOA pets and all that kind of stuff. So I would recommend getting these, and don't turn them all in for standing. I don't think fishing is as viable for standing as it was in plains. I think you can do better just buying the bonds, selling them back to him, and you know, giving him some stones and whatnot. I feel like the stones is just easier, but some people may just be expert fishermen. Now, as you can see, my network has not been responding this whole entire time. Okay, I don't know. There's a lot of issues, a lot of glitches going on with this expansion at the moment, so I couldn't actually catch a fish for y'all. But the fish catching is a little bit cooler in this version as well. You know, you have a little bit more complicated than before. Different bait types. Your glow in the dark little jelly roll that you can throw in there from Plains of Eidolon still works here, so you know, that's a plus. Just saying. So those are the tips that I think everyone really needs to know about. You know, you can put down waypoints, how to harvest the minerals, and how to get XP from them. Dude, where the debt bond guy is huge. If you didn't know that early on, like, dude, I sat there like for 2 days having no idea where this guy was, and then I found this escalator, and I was like, oh my God, you could just buy this stuff, dude. You don't got to run the missions over and over. Also, the hunting will be pretty helpful because you do get experience for that, and you know, I'm sure you have to use it for something later on. So all the updates aren't here for this. I just thought I'd throw this video out, help anybody out who doesn't know really how to hunt. Maybe you already knew all this, man. You know, there's a good chance you did. Like I said, we had the privileged PC clans out there, you know, with their computer privilege. Anyways, guys, that is going to be all for me. I hope you guys are having a happy, I want to say happy Christmas, but that's weird. Merry Christmas, except for it's not even Christmas time. I'm just doing this way too early. All right, we're done with this. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.